No, I would say you have a clear split. At the moment, I would say you have three different kind of finance providers. The first one, especially in Poland, are the local banks. You call them local. I mean, they are more or less subsidiaries of UniCredit or of some other Austrian banks. But they are concentrating mainly at the moment on development loans, because usually all loans in certainly in Europe are denominated into euro. These local banks, these local Polish banks, usually have problems in getting euro financing or euro funding for themselves, so which is usually very expensive for them. So they found their niche, especially in financing developments. So development loans are available. They are very costly. Certainly, I would say 300 plus, certainly, probably up to 400 or even higher, depending on property treated situation, and mostly provided by Polish banks. I mean, there's at the moment one skyscraper in Poland being built, which is the Spire with 120,000 square meters, something like that. 110. And the development is financed by 5 Polish banks. Yeah. So, I mean, I think all Polish banks are financing it there, which are active in real estate. The second group is more or less the Austrian banks, which have their subsidiaries in markets like, for example, in Czech Republic, in Slovakia, or also probably partly in Romania and Hungary. They are more active through their local subsidiaries, to the local branches in respective countries. But to my knowledge, especially in countries like Romania and Hungary, on a very low level. I mean, Robert, probably you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think debt financing being available in Romania is still very difficult to achieve.
Yeah, it's probably a handful.
Probably a handful of banks, and most of the banks are more or less Austrian backed.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah. So, and then you have the third party, which are the German banks. That is the ones which are left. Banks like Helaba, banks like Deutsche Pfandbriefbank, PBB, Areal, and what else is still active? I mean, I forgot the three big ones. I think these are at the moment the three big German dominating banks in Central and Eastern Europe. These banks, including Helaba, we are concentrating on core properties, on core markets. Core markets means for most of the banks, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, full stop. Concentrating on deal with deal sizes, let's say financing volume 25, 30 million a minimum. Here, Helaba is underwriting up to 100 million on our own. We're at the moment pitching for a deal which has a financing volume of more than 200, where we probably will even do a full underwriting on that. So I think these are the financing conditions. The financing is available for all kind of product. For some products, it's easier to achieve it and it's cheaper, and for some other products, it's more difficult and more expensive.
And has that changed over the last kind of 6 to 9 months? It's been the same, pretty much?
I would say it's more or less been the same. Here, I mean, you haven't seen any kind of, or any banks returning to the market. I mean, banks like Eurohypo, which formerly, let's say, dominated the Central European market, is completely out of play. They are probably allowed to do some kind of refinancing of their own portfolio. The same as Westimo. They are only allowed to extend existing loans which they have already on their book. But that's it. So they were, I mean, Deutsche Hypo is now part of Landesbank, part of Nordelb. They are now opening up an office in Warsaw as kind of a new entry. But I think that will not change the numbers in there significantly.